In today's episode, we're bouncing between both Bentonville and Rogers. Our first stop takes us deep into the flavors of Caribbean cuisine. We are having a feast here at Mimi's Caribbean Flavors in Rogers, Arkansas. Sherla, thank you so much for having me here. This is so much food here. It's all made from scratch. It's all fresh. Like, can you just tell me a little bit like what's all in front of me right now?
Okay, so directly in front of you is our oxtail. That's one of the favorite. People love the oxtail.
Yeah.
And it comes with the calypso rice and the mac and cheese pie.
With this oxtail, you said it was a bestseller, and
Yes.
you were telling me that the longer the oxtail cooks and simmers in those juices, the more tender.
I tenderize it first.
Okay.
And then I make that sauce and put it in there to marinate.
Right.
And that's what I leave in there for it to soak.
Gotcha. And what's in
Yeah.
that sauce? What's all in that?
It's different spices, fresh, dry spices,
Gotcha.
some veggies.
Yeah, it's pulling apart so easily with this fork. Mm-hmm. Would you like to take a bite with me?
Sure, and that's what a lot of people like about it. They say
Yeah.
it's like it falls apart, it melts in your mouth.
Absolutely.
Type of thing.
And how long?
So-
You said you normally let it cook for 24 hours, right?
Yeah, because it stays in the sauce. I don't like to serve it when it's just finished.
Sure.
Because to me it's still fresh.
Right.
So you want it to marinate. You
Right.
want it to soak in.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of it, you gotta grab those bones
Like
and
suck on it.
suck
Yeah.
on it, you
Yeah.
know?
Wow. And it just melts in your mouth, and then just punches of flavor all around their taste buds. That's just delicious. You have two different types of rice, right?
Yes.
What's this one right here in front of us?
That is our calypso rice.
Calypso rice.
Yes, calypso rice with all the different colors, and it has like the veggies in there, the corn, the carrots, the sweet peppers.
Right, absolutely. And you were saying you get all your ingredients as fresh from the market. You go there, you
Yes,
bring it. Wow.
I do them fresh.
One of the dishes I really want to try is your pies.
Ah.
Because that's what you're famous for. This right here is your famous pies that you make to order. You're rolling them out, you're stuffing it to order. And this is your newest one, right? That you added to the menu.
One of the newest ones,
Right.
yes.
And what's in this one right here?
That one is a saltfish.
Soulfish, right.
It's
Wow.
a salted codfish.
That's beautiful.
Everything is about the flavor.
I can taste the vegetables that we fried, and you still have that texture from the fresh tomatoes that you put in towards the end. Then you still get that smokiness of the fish, like you were mentioning.
Yeah.
That's very delicious. And then it's all about really, again, the dough. It's just
Yes, everybody loves the dough.
Yeah, it's a little bit sweet, crispy, and just fluffy, and a lot of layers inside.
Yeah.
Very delicious.
So there is a process. You got to leave it rest for a certain time, and besides the ingredients that I put into it, and then I make it fresh. So
Right.
I only make it when it's ordered. You know, so and you just fry it to perfection.
Well, with the law of your Caribbean dishes, right? You serve it with some plantains.
Yes, you do the fried plantains.
Right. And these these are really, you look at the caramelization of it, it's just the natural sugars being fried with that crispiness on the edges.
And to me, the darker they are is the much better. So like these, you see, it's already caramelizing.
Right.
I love it like this because it gets hard and it just tasting sweet. It's just the sugar.
Exactly. It's very soft.
Yeah.
And it's sweet, but it's not overly sweet. It's addictingly sweet, if that makes sense.
But it's really good when you eat it with a meal.
Okay, so what is this right here, this drink?
This is a guava lemonade.
Guava lemonade. And you make this fresh in-house too?
Yes.
Wow, okay, I gotta try this.
You gotta stir it.
Oh, you gotta stir it first, okay.
Yes, I tell people just give it a stir and you're ready to go.
Okay. Wow, that is incredibly refreshing. What is this that we have in front of us?
This one is our stewed chicken. So just as how we have the stew oxtail, we stew the chicken.
Right.
I do like to cook it and leave it overnight to capture all that. Yes, because this one, you can bite up those bones.
Yeah.
And sometimes I tell the customers, they take the knife and fork and they try, and I'm like, y'all need to hold those bones and suck on it.
So you're telling me I need to go in with my hand?
Yeah.
So, okay, all right, we're going here with the hand.
I like to tell them because I'm a person, I don't like meaty part of the meat. I like the bone. I like to suck on the bone.
Right off, nothing left.
So the way I cook it, the juices get into the bone.
Yes.
So you can suck on it and taste the marrow and the juices. I believe it's all about the flavor and the way we process the food. So most of the meat and everything, it has to be cleaned thoroughly. We take pain in doing that and also marinating it, right? Making sure it's marinated, and then it's different ways we cook it. So during the Caribbean, there are different ways. Each country might have a different way in cooking that particular dish.
Right, oxtail or something like that.
Right. So you would go island hopping and you may have around the same thing, but it probably will taste just a little different. Once we Caribbeanize it, if that's a word, it just gets more flavor.
Right.
So if we do like a burger that people are accustomed to, it's not going to taste like a plain burger because we're going to put some flavor in it.
Let's talk about this other rice right here.
Yeah.
What's this rice right here?
This is the rice and beans.
Okay.
It's a kidney beans. This is done almost similar to the stews. So the process is similar to the stew. And this is a little different than what you would get like if you go to like a Jamaican restaurant or you go to Jamaica. This is different. So even though it's rice and beans, it's done different because I do it just like the stew. That is potato salad. So potato salad is it's a topic among people, right?
Okay. So
it's
either popular?
But it's either can you make a good potato salad type of thing?
Yeah.
Right? So I've had people,
That's different. Wow.
Yeah, it's different. We do the sweet peas. We put the carrots in there. We do some corn. Chop up some fresh sweet peppers.
Yeah.
You stick it in there too.
Well, speaking of peppers, I see you put habaneros in a lot of your dishes, but you don't cut them or let the seeds come out of it.
But every once in a while, not here, but at home, you would find that sometimes you forget that habanero in there and the pot comes out really hot.
Right.
But guess what? It's so good still, you know? No, this is a curry goat.
Curry goat, okay.
Curry goat.
And that simmers for quite some time.
Yes, this one is cooked in the curry. It has its process also.
Right.
To get it, it's different to the Asian curry.
So it's so mellow and very flavorful.
And it also melts in your mouth.
Right, absolutely. Everything here melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
Next up, we're headed over to another personal favorite of mine, Arkansas, a Korean restaurant specializing in the traditional flavors of South Korea.
So Tay, thank you so much for having me here in Bentonville, Arkansas. We got some pork and kimchi over some rice. We got the traditional, kimchi pancakes. Some side dishes as well. Kimchi fried rice, right, with Spam.
Yes. the American GIs introduced Spam to the Koreans after the Korean War, and the Koreans just took to it like a delicacy. So it's incorporated in a lot of our dishes, this being one example, and a lot of our stews, kimchi stew,
The Army Korean soup.
Army Korean soup as well. That's a perfect example. Yep. I think oftentimes Asians are considered viewed as monolithic, that we're all the same. We all eat the same food. We all speak the same language, and we all look the same. And that's anything but reality. I mean, Asia's huge. You've got more traditional East Asian that I think most people associate Asians with when they hear the term Asians. And these are countries that where people are made up from Japan, Korea, China. But you've got Southeast Asia as well, Vietnam, Thailand. And then you also have the western part of Asia, Indians, who make up just that whole Asian people. So we're all from different backgrounds. Depending on the regions you're from, the foods that we eat are going to be different because of the ingredients available, the types of foods available, the vegetables that are available. So we grew up eating our Korean food. We know Korean food. We speak Korean, with our family. So it just made sense for us to just focus on the Korean food and offer that. Some of the foods that really today, contemporary cuisine, I think the spiciness, gochujang, pepper, that's been synonymous with Korean foods. We're very, a lot of the foods that we make are very hearty. So a lot of the stews, the old school parents would spend all day, preparing and cooking this stuff. Very similar to Vietnamese food. So that and because of the history behind a lot of the people that may have been farmers or working in the fields, the food was made hearty so that you felt full when you went out to do laborious work. So that's a representation of how Korean food is prepared, and contemporary food is contains all those elements and ingredients. The spicy aspect, also the colors. I mean, just
very vibrant.
So there's, contemporary Korean pajeon, Korean pancake. There's a number of different ways people prepare things. They'll add different ingredients like meat. We do the traditional, I guess closer to traditional vegetarian base, where there's scallions and a mix of other vegetables, as you can see here.
Corn, carrots, onions, love it. It's very colorful.
And the way we like to present it, it's created with the crust, so you get a couple of different textures as you're eating this. You get the crunchy side from that crust, but
the texture from the vegetables too, and the crunch of that green onion.
You get the flavor. It's a very rich flavor, and that dipping sauce, the soy sauce based dipping sauce that we add, adds that little saltiness to kind of add a little more complexity as you're biting in. But we like to also maintain a sort of softness so that as you're crunching into it, you get a little chew to it as well. Majority of the ingredients, the panchans, and what you're digging into now, this is one of the three panchans that we're presenting.
And panchan, for people who don't know what that is.
Yes. So panchan is a side dish that accompanies all Korean meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The most popular panchan today is probably what you're eating here, the spicy kimchi. It's a spicy pickled cabbage. And we do use, panchans can be made up of many different ingredients, many different vegetables. The other one that we have here is spicy cucumber based kimchi. And then that is among being, we can also use bean sprouts, kimchi as well. That's not a spicy dish, but that's another presentation.
Also served cold.
Yes. Well, there are hot panchans as well, but traditionally, you'll see a lot of cold dishes, again, accompanying Korean meals. So my mother-in-law, she is definitely the inspiration for all of this. She has her own Instagram site where, as a hobby, just being with us, being near the kids, she would just prepare these large spreads. So my wife and I would be working in our day jobs, come back home, and she had this spread where it's just too much for our family. But that was her way of giving back to us and showing her love. And we would have probably 8 different panchans spread out. She would do this all day and then make the food with love. And I think that has to go into it as well. You have to love preparing the foods and really love what you're doing. And it carries over to the flavor of the food. You can taste it. You can taste the love and care. but she's been the inspiration for all of our ingredients and dishes here. She just, it's family recipes that she's developed, or over time that she's enhanced on, you know, her understanding of how to prepare certain dishes. One of the things that my wife's family, my father-in-law passed away a few years ago, but one of their greatest joys was always hosting a big group of people, whether this was family or extended friends or people at work, just hosting them at home. And they would have these huge feasts laid out and spread. And that's where I think her love of just being able to show people, you know, through food, a way to show that she's caring. That's carried over. It's part of her DNA. So this is prepared with our house-made kimchi. One of the things that we wanted to do as much as possible, being a largely scratch kitchen, is being able to prepare all the ingredients in-house. That helps us control the quality as well as the flavor, maintaining the same flavor, because we're consistently always making that core ingredient. The other thing that we've incorporated in today's presentation of the kimchi fried rice, we've added Spam. Spam was introduced to Korea, similar to Hawaii, you know, by the U.S. GIs, you know, shortly after the Korean War. So it just, the Koreans took off with it. It's a delicacy. It's incorporated in a lot of our dishes. The final touch was that egg that you just cut in through. Sunny side up. It has that little drip, the drizzleness, and you can mix it in with the rice, and it adds that nice little pop of flavor.
And there's richness.
Yes, exactly that richness. Dig in, So.
If you ever eat with chopsticks, the goal is to eat rice with chopsticks. That's when you know you're good.
I'm not very good with the metal chopsticks. That's why I grabbed the spoon right here. But yeah, let's dig in.
Yeah, the richness from the egg. I mean, that kimchi flavor. It's not overly powering. And you get that salty Spam that you know classically that you enjoy.
And another just secret, and this is a core ingredient of a lot of Korean dishes, is sesame oil. You can taste that right there, that kind of umami that you get from that. It adds that little extra layer of taste in that flavor profile.
And also too, you guys use the kimchi juices as well.
Yes, exactly, that adds to the flavor. That's a core ingredient along with the kimchi.
That's very good.
This is a stir-fried pork dish using, again, our house-made kimchi. We make it with gochujang sauce. And I think you use the best analogy. You can think of it like ketchup for Koreans. It is just so popular. You know, it's an ingredient that's used in so many of our dishes. It's also used as dipping sauce for some of the foods that we're eating. We had opened during the pandemic. So we were being very thoughtful about how we can maintain, or at least try to be as contactless as possible, from our food handling and preparers to when we hand the food to our customers. So all of our dishes are prepared in prepackaged containers. And we try to source as eco-friendly or earth-friendly as possible, recyclable containers, and we're always looking for better products.
Right there, that bite I took, like you had the marination of the gochujang paste, and with the sesame oil, just everything that's infused into it, and then it just slowly kind of like drip into all the in between.
I like to just mix it up, and
you got that strong pepper spice flavor that just kicks you, and then you have the a little bit of the acidity part of the kimchi, and then obviously with the rice just soaking up all that sauce, and that was. That kind of brought me home a little bit, just the rice and just protein.
Yeah, this is very similar, and you'll find this format in a lot of different Asian cultures and dishes.
Right.
How many people come in and say, I lived in Korea, I spent time in Korea, I visited Korea, thank you for being here. And I think that is for us, the culmination of why we do the things we do. Yeah. That was one of the things that Suna really wanted to do, was be able to not only serve the food, but other aspects of just Korean culture. So one of the things that she did was she purposely curated our beverage fridge with a lot of drinks that were made by Korean companies, or you can find commonly in Korea. This is just one of our ways, we introduce our culture this way, and as we move towards mainstream, we'll have other people from other backgrounds be able to incorporate Korean dishes. That's what we're trying to move towards. And again, the community's been so supportive. They come in and it just makes our day when we know that we've had a customer for the first time, and especially if they've never tried Korean food before and they share that with us. I mean, that's why we do this.
It's a W right there.
Yeah.
For our final stop, we're headed just a little south to the adjacent city of Rogers. We're at Punjabi Kitchen. We ordered these veggie samosas. We gotta take a bite into it because they look delicious. You guys see this beauty here? Let's take a look at the inside right there. Crispy, really filling. The mint chutney just gives it a brightness to the city that brings all the flavors together. This is delicious.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Mint chutney here, got the tamarind chutney here, and then we got the onion chutney here. This is their matter paneer with house-made cheese. Whole wheat naan right here. I was going for more of that. This is so good. So this is what I'm really excited for here, the buttered lamb. It's just all that easily breaks that lamb. So good. Thank you. That's awesome. Okay, so this right here is an Indian dessert called gulab jamun. And what I learned was gulab translates to rose, and jamun means ball. So rose ball, and they also have rose syrup as well. Oh yeah, soaking up all that syrup. Whoa. Ooh. Dough pastry, really, really soft, melts in your mouth. That syrup is soaked all the way in. Definitely taste that rose flavor. Ooh, I could drink that, honestly. The Arkansas Flavours team would like to thank everyone who's joined us on our adventure this season. Go out and experience some local Arkansas flavors, and above all, live deliciously, my friends.